Have you ever looked around and felt like everyone else got a guidebook for adulthood except you? Because honestly, that's how I feel sometimes. When I was young, I used to think like I thought my 20s would be exciting. I thought I'd be confident, I'd know exactly what I wanted, what career I wanted to pursue, I'd have my finances together, my friendships will stay the same, and somehow I'd magically feel like an adult. But now that I'm 24 years old, I'm realizing that nobody really talks about how your 20s look like, the confusion, the loneliness, the pressure, the constant feeling that you are somehow behind. And that's why today I just wanted to talk about things that I'm starting to realize and understand as a 24 years old. This is not because I have life figured out. It is just because maybe someone somewhere feels the same way as I do. One of the things I'm starting to understand as a 24 years old is that nobody really knows what they are doing. No, one of the biggest surprises for me was realizing that everyone is figuring out life as they go. You know, when you are younger, adults seems to be certain of everything. They seem to know what to eat, when, what to do, everything. Parents seems to be certain, teachers seems to be certain, managers, like literally everyone, every adult seem to be certain. But now that I'm 20 something years old, I'm realizing that everyone is figuring things out. Everyone is figuring life out as they in real time as they grow. Like everyone is making decision, everyone is making mistakes, everyone is adjusting, and everyone is failing and trying again. And for me, that feeling is really comforting because it has helped me to understand that I'm not behind. I'm just where I'm supposed to be, and I have that room to make things different. Another thing is the pressure to figure out your career. I don't think anyone prepared me for how much pressure there is around careers. You are expected to choose a path, build experience, gain skills, find a job, create a future, all while you are still figuring out who you are. Like, seriously. There have been moments where I've questioned myself, like, completely, am I doing the right thing? Will this one work out? There are many things because sometimes you choose a career path, and you are like, is this really what I want? Is this the right field I'm supposed to? What if I'm not meant for this? And I think honestly, someone should have told me like this is how life is, and I wish someone should just talk about it. Another thing is the money anxiety. Like money anxiety is different when you are in your 20s or when it is yours. You know, Growing up, I thought money problems were just about not having enough money. But as an adult, I've realized that it's also about the pressure attached to it. Like wanting independence, wanting stability, wanting to help your family, wanting to enjoy life without feeling guilty. And sometimes, sometimes feeling like no matter how hard you are trying, you are not quite where you want to be. Like that is emotional because it is a real thing. You need to have money. You don't have a job, but you need to have money independence, and it is really hard. Another thing I'm starting to understand is the social media makes everyone look ahead. You know, when you go to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, like, I don't know if it is just me, but sometimes these social media platforms, the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, it makes you feel like you are in a competition because you open your phone, you go to TikTok or Instagram or any other social media platform that you are using, and you see someone got engaged, someone bought a car, someone went abroad, someone landed their dream job, and suddenly you are questioning everything about your own life. Like, what I've learned is that comparison doesn't motivate me, honestly. Comparison really doesn't motivate me. It just makes me forget how far I have come. I believe everyone has those small achievements that they have done in life, and they should really appreciate those small achievements. We all have those achievements that we have to celebrate. So, like, I don't think it is good to compare myself to others. If they got a job, that was their time. Yours is on the way. And those are some of the things I'm starting to understand as a 24 years old. Another thing is some friendships won't last forever. Yes, this was difficult for me because when you are younger, you assume your closest friends will always be there. You'll walk, you'll always talk, you'll always be close, you'll always understand each other. Then, boom, life starts happening. People get busy, people get jobs, people get married, people grow, and those friendships changes, not because anyone did something wrong, but because life pulls people in different directions. I wish someone I wish somebody had told me earlier that not every friendship is meant to last forever, and that it's okay, because that is just how life goes. That is how just life moves. I wish someone would have really told me, but as I said, that is also some of the thing that I'm understanding as a 24 years old. Another thing that I think people rarely talk about it is the loneliness in your 20s is real. You know, I think this is just probably part of an adulthood whereby loneliness is just part of your adulthood. You can have friends, you can have family, you can have social media, and still you feel lonely as hell. Because I think a lot of people experience this, but they don't really talk about, because I think people have just normalized this thing, and I think life is just structured to be like that because people get busy, everyone is trying to survive, and sometimes these things combined can create distance. So you are just there, you have friends, you have family, you have everything, but blah blah blah. You feel lonely, and it is just very normal. Another thing I've come to learn is that relationships won't save you. You know, I used to think that finding the right relationship will solve more problems that it actually does. Like, I thought, like, if I find the right relationship, the right partner, like, it will help me solve a lot of problem. Like, somehow everything will feel complete, but One of the things I'm learning and one of the things I'm understanding as at 24 years old is that relationships won't solve my insecurity. They won't automatically make me happy. I still have to know who I am. I still have to build my own life. And I think I still have a lot of things to learn that will make me happy. Relationship won't save me from anything. Another thing I've learned, which is very important, is self worth is more important than I realized. Self worth is more important than I realized. Get this. You know, for a long time, I connected self worth to outcomes like getting the job, getting chosen, getting attention, getting approval. Whenever those things didn't happen, I questioned my self worth. But lately, I've been realizing that not getting my dream job doesn't guarantee my self worth. Not getting, not not getting accepted or approval doesn't show my self worth. It is my self-worth is who I am, is who I believe I'll be, is what I believe I can do. Like, those things don't have to define me. Getting approval, getting a job, getting opportunities, being a billionaire doesn't show my self-worth, doesn't compare to my self-worth. My self-worth is what I believe I am, what I believe I can do. Yes, that is also one of the things I've learned as a 24 years old. Another thing is burnout doesn't always look dramatic. Yes, burnout doesn't always look dramatic. I used to think burnout looked like complete breakdown. But sometimes burnout is much quieter. It looks like waking up exhausted, losing motivation, feeling disconnected from things you used to like or to enjoy. Like, maybe you used to enjoy football, used to enjoy watching movies, doing, like, it feels like being disconnected, like running on autopilot. And because you're still functioning, nobody notices your burnout, including you yourself, actually. And I think a lot of young adults they're trying more, carrying more stress than they realize, which is very bad. I just hope, like, in your 20s, you'll understand this. Another thing I've come to realize as an adult or as a 24 years old is that life is not a race. You know, this is probably the lesson that has taken me longer to understand. It has taken me the longest to understand, by the way. I thought life had deadlines for real. Like, for example, when I was in school, you used to have this assignment which was supposed to be submitted by this date and stuff. And so I thought life had deadlines. Like, graduate by this age, get a job by this age, get married by this age, achieve success by this age. But honestly, who made those rules? Like, who really made those rules? And why should we follow that? Why should we follow that rules? I'm starting to understand that life is not competition. Everyone have their own part. Everyone has their own race to chase. And it is okay if I don't graduate by this age. It is okay if I don't get a job by this age. It's okay if I don't get married by this age. No one is on a race. Life has no deadlines. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve at whichever God God's planned time. Yeah. So Here I am, 24 years old. I'm still figuring life out. Honestly, I thought by 24 I'll be driving my own Benz, I'll be having my own properties. But here I am, I'm still figuring life out. Honestly, some days I feel confident, sometimes, sometimes I doubt myself, but maybe that's what your 20s are, a season of learning, a season of mistakes, a season of becoming. So, if you have been feeling lost lately like me, I think you are probably on the right track. You are doing what is right. Like, if you feel like you are lost, just know you are on the right track. Yes. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is Mercy After Hours. See you on the next conversation. Bye.